What's going on, guys? This is David from Flix Talk Podcast. And before I get into this amazing review for this fantastic Oscar award-winning film called Hellfest, I must transport back into the age of these children. Well, kids. I gotta transport back about a decade or so and get to their age level before I completely engulf myself in this review. Alright guys, I am back. It is David for Flix Talk Podcast, and the movie I'm reviewing today is Hellfest. Now this film just came out September 28th, 2018. It's directed by Gregory Plotkin, who also directed Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, which is a movie I actually watched, believe it or not. I think it might have been the third one in the series. Not too sure on that one, but it was actually kind of interesting, a little different, but the same old Paranormal Activity. Now I'm going to read off these names because they're not recognizable actresses to me, but I know they're a big deal in the younger community because I'm an old fogey. So this film does star Bex Taylor Klaus, Rain Edwards, Amy Forsyth, Christian James, Matt Mercurio, Robbie Attell, and the amazing, the wonderful, the classic, the eclectic Candyman himself, Mr. Tony Todd. Now, just a heads up, guys, it's only a cameo from Tony Todd. He's in the film for maybe 3 minutes, so don't get too excited. Now, a quick synopsis for this film is: a mass serial killer turns a horror-themed amusement park into his own personal playground, terrorizing a group of friends while the rest of the patrons believe that it is all part of the show. Now, we have our main girl, Natalie, played by Amy Forsyth, and she's someone that just kind of came back into town. It looks like she kind of moved away from all of her friends, so she's coming back to reunite for one weekend of absolute terror. She's introduced to Taylor, played by Bex Taylor Klaus, and she's not too fond of her. They kind of bump heads a little bit, but they're going to make it work for the relationship of her other friend. They all end up to decide to triple date and go to Hellfest. It's the biggest amusement park, and the main reason everybody's flocking to Hellfest is because they make you sign one of those waivers where the actors can kind of just run around, terrorize you, and touch you, and grab you, and throw you, and do all this crazy stuff because you legally signed that paper. So immediately we hear stories of Hellfest, that in previous years there was a murder there where I believe that the girl was stabbed and she was actually hung up like a prop, and they didn't find her for 3 days because of the smell, and they found out that she wasn't a prop. It was a real girl that had been stabbed, and she was hung up on the rafters for all to see. Now, if you guys have ever been to like Universal Studios Horror Nights, you guys know exactly what this park's gonna look like, only 10 times better. These mazes were much cooler, much gorier, more brutal, and I thought it was really, really cool to see all that. Another cool aspect of this movie was the killer himself. He had a weird, creepy mask that kind of reminded me of something out of House of Wax. You guys remember that remake, the one with Paris Hilton? It kind of looked like a face in House of Wax that's melting. So you think, okay, David, why do you like this cliche horror movie? I didn't say I liked it, but I'm explaining to you what's going on, and I'll let you know at the end if I did like it or not, and if I'm going to recommend it to you guys. So our killer is just hell-bent on killing whoever and stalking his victims as well. His victims mainly being college girls. So when he pretty much stalks and kills his victims in front of our main group, Natalie thinks, okay, this is too real. What the hell is going on? I think that girl was really murdered. From that point on, we get our cat and mouse game with Natalie and the killer, and he just chases her around the park, terrorizes her and her friends, and then one by one starts offing them. No real explanation, guys, why. No real motivation, just she saw him murder his victim. I'm going after her next. Now, my main dislike of this movie was the annoying characters that you wanted to die. One of those for me being Taylor, played by Bex Taylor Klaus. Now, I looked her up on Twitter. She's a huge deal. I don't know why. Okay, now I know why. She's on Glee. Anyways, I thought her character was extremely annoying. She was always this pompous bad girl that was always cracking jokes and talking shit, and she thought she was the badass of the ball. Okay, there's always one in every group. Other than her character, the cast was pretty tolerable, so not too many gripes. Like I said, I'm taking it back to younger David, where I used to watch slasher teen movies like this. Other than all the cliche things that were happening that you would probably get in any other horror movie, I thought it was actually comparable more to Final Destination 3, which is like one of my favorite Final Destination guilty pleasures. I thought it had some good gore. It was really brutal. Our killer was really cool. His mask looked cool, and he was relentless and very terrifying. Also in the third act, when all mayhem breaks loose and we find out that the killer is on the loose and he's literally just stabbing everybody in sight, we get our final hell maze, which I thought was really, really cool. Wherever they filmed this, it was pretty badass. And we're also accompanied by an amazing score. They really set the tension. My skin was kind of crawling. I kept shaking my leg like I had ADD. Well, I do have ADD, but that's besides the point. It really put me on the edge of my seat is what I'm trying to say. And if I got to get down, shrink myself down to the mind of someone that's younger than myself that's into horror movies, I'm going to say definitely go watch it, guys, as a teen horror slasher moviegoer. But as far as me being a little bit older, it was totally cookie cutter and cliche, like I said. And it's something I'm not going to remember in T-1 day, like Jeremy John says. So as grown-up David, I'm going to have to give it a score of 6 out of 10. And through the eyes of teenage David, I'll probably give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it had some pretty good kills, pretty brutal, especially it being October now. We got to get these good horror movies going. Other than that, I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it might have been. So good job, Hellfest. If you're an average moviegoer, I say go check it out on a discount day, or maybe even wait for the Blu-ray to watch it in the comfort of your own home, on the couch, curled up with a blanket. You got a couple candles going, set the horror ambiance. Or if you're a teen on a date night, this is probably a perfect date night movie to get your date nice and scared and popcorn flying everywhere. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my review on Hellfest. Do you guys agree with my review? Please leave a comment below. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up if you did like this video, and hit that bell notification so you guys can always be up to date with all the content that I have coming out, movie news, movie reviews, as well as vlogs and other out and abouts. That being said, this is David for Flix Talk signing out, saying thanks for watching.